unselfish play. That unselfishness became contagious. Oh, man. Ty Lawson showing you he's got some ups to go with that speed.
Gallinari with the cross.
After we beat the Detroit Pistons, we moved on to play the Utah Jazz, which was the first of a 7-game road trip. And we didn't start the road trip off on the right foot. We got blown out here by the Utah Jazz in Utah, 121-102, fell to 26-22 with this loss. This was a terrible performance by us. I respect Utah a lot. I think they got a lot of good players. I think they're a pretty tough team for the most part, but they're not 20 points better than us, and for us to get embarrassed like this on national TV was very disappointing to see. We shot okay in this game. We were 46% from the field, 33% from the three-point line, 75% from the free throw line. That's a pretty mediocre shooting game across the board for the Nuggets. Jazz, on the other hand, shot 59% from the field, 47% from the three-point line, only 62% from the free throw line. We're lucky the Jazz didn't make a majority of their free throws because we probably would have lost by 30. I mean, we got embarrassed anyway, but we didn't get embarrassed as bad as we should have here in this game. But I mean, you allow the Jazz to shoot 60% from the field and basically 50% from the three-point line. That's pathetic. That's not acceptable. And like I said, once again, the defense was just absolutely terrible. Looking at some of the good things we did here in this game, there wasn't much, but there was a couple things that I thought we did well. We did have 16 offensive rebounds here against the Jazz. I thought the effort on the glass was pretty good. Did a good job of getting some second chance possessions. Didn't do a good job of capitalizing on them, but I thought the energy by our bigs for the most part was pretty good on the glass, and he liked seeing us get 16 offensive boards. Had 50 points in the paint. Did a good job primarily in that first and fourth quarter getting some high percentage shots, attacking the basket, and getting some easy shots, but didn't do a good job of that consistently throughout the game. And I thought, talking about the bad things we did here in this game, a lot of this is going to be centered around our defense once again. It was awful. It was terrible here once again against the Utah Jazz. We gave up 121 points to the Jazz, which is embarrassing. That's not acceptable. They're a team that's averaging about 98 per game on the season, so you're giving up 20 to 25 points once again to a team more than they average on the season. You're not going to beat any team when you do that, especially a solid team like the Jazz on their home floor where they're pretty tough to beat at. Every little thing about our defense was terrible. Again, I'm not going to go into detail about it, but just overall the defense was awful, and we continue to make the same mistakes game in and game out on the defensive end. And it seems like for some reason we're not fixing our problems on that end of the floor. I gave up 3 30-point quarters to the Jazz, giving up more 30-point quarters on the year. I mean, it's embarrassing. It really is. You're just playing with no fight, no effort, no heart, no intensity on the defensive end, and the Jazz took advantage of that. We had only 22 assists. I thought the ball movement was pretty poor all game. Played too much one-on-one on the offensive end. Didn't do a good job of playing team basketball, and it definitely hurt us here. Up 64 points in the paint. I thought the interior defense was pretty bad. Al Jefferson really just schooled our bigs in this game. Really destroyed Mozgov down on the block from within the post. Was just too polished, too good from down on the block for Mozgov to handle, and the Jazz got way too many easy buckets in the paint, and like I said, our interior defense, we were pretty soft in this game. We gave up 21 fast break points, actually got outran by the Jazz, which is again another embarrassing thing about this game. Our transition defense was terrible. No one was getting back, and once again, the effort and energy is not there. I mean, no one was getting back in transition. We also had 19 turnovers in this game, and we gave up 28 points off of those turnovers to the Jazz. You're not going to win on the road when you do that. Got careless with the ball and did a poor job of allowing the Jazz to can convert off our turnovers and get a lot of easy points off our turnovers. So terrible performance by us. The Jazz, Al Jefferson was the lead guy for them. He finished with 23 points, 8 rebounds. He was 11 of 16 from the field. Gave him way too many easy shots here in this game. I thought Mozgov was absolutely terrible on Al Jefferson, mainly here in this game. Al Jefferson just killed him in the post. The Jazz just did a good job of getting Al Jefferson the ball on the block. He posted up Mozgov and then just took him down on the block and just took him to school. I mean, he has too good a footwork. He's too polished and too talented from down there for Mozgov to defend, and Mozgov just made it easy for him. I mean, Al Jefferson kept hitting Mozgov with a little spin move, and that, Jefferson did a great job of scoring off that, and he just killed us from down there, and he was really good here. And then for the Jazz, Devin Harris, C.J. Miles, Paul Millsap, Gordon Hayward, Derek Favors, and Alex Burks all had at least 12 points. I mean, you can't beat the Jazz when they got 6 or 7 guys like that getting at least 12 points, and then they got Al Jefferson, giving them 23 and 8. I mean, just defensively, just a terrible outing. And like I said, the team showed no heart, no effort, and it really was an embarrassing loss. So the Nuggets fall to 26 and 22 with this loss, and we moved on to play the Minnesota Timberwolves.